Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I love being in the studio, especially when I get to talk to authors. And I'm joined by Desiree Middleton. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome.
Why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers your style of writing?
So I've recently developed a new style of writing. I'm into urban fiction novels now. I just released my second back in November of 2023, and it is a series called Married to the Enemy. It's very exciting. It gives me so much excitement because I'm able to allow my imagination to just take over and run wild. And so those two books are very much full of plot twists, full of a lot of murder mystery if you're into that. Full of all of the things that you would probably see in a Tubi movie.
I love it. You're actually the first author that I've had in here that writes that sort of mystery genre, so that's really interesting. Have you always been interested in this since you were a kid? I mean, you published your first book in 2019, right?
Yes, so I published my first book in 2019, and it's called Finding the Beauty in Ugly Situations. And it's more so about my life, about myself, things that I had gone through and how I still remained positive and was able to overcome those things. And then after I wrote that book, I'm like, well, there's not much else I can write about myself.
Not yet.
And so I was like, I still wanted to write, I still wanted to release books, but I was like, what else can I write about? And I started following this author named Ashley Antoinette. And she writes these books, these like urban fiction books, and I read like 3 of her series in like a month. And I was like, wait a minute, I really, really like this. Like, I can create some characters like this. And so I sat down one day and I started doing it, and it was just coming just like that. And I think the best part about it is that you can make up people. You can make your characters do what you want them to do, how you want them to do it, whatever direction you want them to go. Like, my imagination just takes over.
Oh, I love it so much. So when you talk about twists, can you give me an example, or is that giving too much away?
No, yeah, I can absolutely give you an example. So the crazy thing about the first book that I wrote, urban fiction that I wrote, Married to the Enemy, when I wrote that book, I was going through a divorce myself.
Oh.
So many people were interested in the book because they thought it was a tell-all about my marriage. So eyes were on it before the book was even completed. And so when I first released it, the book sold about 250 copies within the first 2 weeks. And that was a goal for me, one awesome. That I didn't think I was going to achieve, because I was like, wow. And it was because, everybody wanted to know, what is she going to talk about in this book? And then I think when they actually read it and realized it had nothing to do with me or my marriage, it was more like, oh, wait a minute, but it's still a good book. So one of the plot twists in the book, the series, in the first book, Melody is the main character. She's a young lawyer who is trying to find herself and trying to find her way. She meets a man, she falls in love, gets married. But in the second book, we find that Melody's perfect husband might just be the enemy.
We'll leave it at that, folks. But you are now working on another book with your daughters.
Yes.
Where can people stay updated on this sort of thing?
So I am on all social media. I am on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all under @AuthorD. And then I also have my website, which is www.authordesiree.com. And I pretty much post every day, literally, on all sites. So I'm pretty active on social media. So I normally try to keep people updated as to what I have going on through my social media sites. I actually just launched my online bookstore. And so, of course, I'm going to be selling my books through the bookstore, but I'm also going to be including other authors' pieces and works through the bookstore as well.
All right, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me.
Absolutely. Guys, if you want to check out some of her books, where's that website that people can find again?
It's www.authordesiree.com.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by Plexiderm.
All right, everyone. I have my friend Annette back in the studio today. We're going to talk about Plexiderm skincare. It's one of our favorite things to talk about.
It is absolutely my favorite thing to talk about. Thank God for Plexiderm. It really turns back the clock, makes you feel like your best self. So many people in my family use this product because it's simple, easy, and effective. And what we're looking at here are before and afters and the dramatic results you can expect to see when you use Plexiderm. Not only makes you look more refreshed, but it's a confidence booster, Katie, because let's face it, when you look good, you feel good. And this is Samantha. She started at a very young age with the puffiness, the dark circles. And this just goes to show you at the first signs of aging, you can benefit from using Plexiderm. It makes you look more refreshed, more youthful, like you had the best sleep of your life. Finally, a product that works as advertised.
I love it. And of course, it works on different areas of the face too. It's not just for the forehead or around the eyes. You can use it kind of everywhere.
Yes, everywhere, even the chin, mouth, and neck area. How many times have you seen somebody that you look at their face, it looks youthful, but the neck really ages us? The good news is Plexiderm works there too. I also have very sensitive skin. It has never bothered me once because they take silicates from this shale clay right there. And what it does is it creates an invisible layer that tightens and smooths the skin right before your eyes. If you've never used it, you need to watch it happen for the first time. And it is quick, easy, and lasts up to 10 hours as long as you don't get it wet.
And I know people are probably wondering how long it takes for the effects to happen, in your morning routine.
Yes, so you're gonna apply it on a clean, dry face. And again, you're gonna wait the full 10 minutes. That's how you get the maximum results. Even though with me, it always happens in under 5. Make sure your face is clean and dry. A little goes a long way, a pearl size amount. You're gonna apply it to the target areas. I use it for my dark circles, my deep set forehead lines, and then that's it. You can have some me time or take a before and after picture. It is unbelievable. I always call it my Plexiderm dance or the rise, Plexiderm and shine, because that's exactly what you do when you see these results happening.
And now guys need to listen up too, because this is not just for the ladies. Guys use Plexiderm all the time.
Absolutely. Guys love this product because it goes on clear, completely natural finish. They love it. Let's face it, they want to look good and feel good too. My husband uses it, my uncles, my dad. This product is for men and women.
All right. Well, I know people are probably wanting to know about the deals. Plexiderm always has a great deal going on, but what's going on right now?
Yes, we have a deal for the viewers. It's a 6-day, 6-application trial pack, $14.95, free shipping, 30-day money-back guarantee. That is how confident we are that you are going to love this product. Turn back the clock, look more youthful, and still look like yourself. That is the best part. And Katie, I have one little story I'd love to share. I have a friend that's in her 40s that has been taking care of her mom with dementia. She called me and said, Annette, will this work? I look like I've aged years. I said, of course it will. I told her how to use it. She called me back crying, saying, I feel back to my normal self. Because let's face it, when you look it on the outside, it makes you feel good on the inside. And that's exactly what Plexiderm does. And if you want to give it a try, all you have to do is call 1-800-975-8083, turn back the clock, and just shine with Plexiderm and boost your confidence.
This story is sponsored by Plexiderm.
Well, we're just having some fun today at RKM Training. How you doing?
I'm great.
I'm so excited.
Are you? You said fun.
I am apprehensive, to be honest, but I am excited. You have a lot to teach me.
Yes, it's normal to be nervous when we start talking about violence or someone hitting you or something like that, but what we try to do is make it digestible and a little bit fun so it's not quite so intimidating.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. You have different courses that you offer here that people can take to help them learn how to fight better?
Yeah, we have self-defense courses for just the regular person who's concerned about violence in the street or something like that. We teach mixed martial arts. We have professional athletes, amateur athletes, and we teach some people who just want to learn just for personal development.
All right, so week 1, I show up here to take a class about self-defense. What does that look like?
So the first thing I would ask you is like, what's the thing you're worried about happening the most? Like when you envision, and I hate to like drudge that up and you don't have to go super deep into it, but when you think about a person hurting you, how do they do it?
Probably the head. Like punching me in the face.
Punching you in the head. Perfect. I can teach you exactly what you're supposed to do if someone tries to punch you in the head. So you want to get punched in the face?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the stance, you drop your right foot back. You're right-handed? Mm-hmm. Drop your right foot back. Hands go up and out. And you are, we'll put about 100-degree bend in your arms like this, right here like this. So you are in a bit of a fighting stance without looking like you're trying to fight someone. So if people are looking, it clearly looks like this is a bad guy. This is a person who doesn't want to fight. Ah. Yeah. And so when he throws that punch, you're gonna tuck that thing. Don't turn away. Point that elbow at him like a bazooka, and slick your hair back and grab the back of your head. And we gotta eliminate all this space. So you.
But
yes,
I don't
bingo.
move my head.
Right? Yeah, you don't move. That's our instinct. We want to move away, but we need this block. Boom, don't see.
So don't turn.
And it's normal and natural. That's our instinct.
It feels like I'm supposed to. You're just supposed to.
Exactly. So we have to practice. You just, boom, point that elbow out and keep your head right there.
Oh, he got the face.
Scrunch it up.
He got the face.
I know you're facing up to camera, which is good, but we got to cover that thing up because there's a punch coming. Better. And now, the last one, we'll do one more. Make sure that wrist and shoulder scrunch together so there's no space.
Okay.
And tuck your chin down. Boom, that's awesome. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's the first step to blocking a punch, but we can't stand there forever. We'll let Natalia demonstrate. What we eventually have to do, once you've built your composure and you're not scared of the punches anymore, big punch comes in, and Natalia's gonna crash so that she can now start throwing knees or elbows or something, moving him and unbalancing him and stuff like that. Let's do a couple reps of that. Show them you can kind of move around and freestyle a little bit. She sees that punch wind up coming, she goes forward, which again is counterintuitive. That's not our instinct to go forward. She can throw knees, you can throw some elbows in there too. Boom, elbows, big knees, and then she gets rid of them. And that's basically the basic way to deal with a big punch.
All right, so what got you to here? I think that our viewers might want to know that.
Well, I wasn't always as big as I am now. I used to be a small guy, and I got picked on. You know, you get picked on in school, you got beat up in school. My mom was tired of me getting beat up, signed me up for karate. She didn't know what she was signing me up for, and that was 30 years ago. Yeah. And I've been doing martial arts ever since.
All right, so this is sort of like your lifeblood.
Oh, absolutely.
And you get to teach it to other people now.
Yes, absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, there you go. Kick him again. Boom, there you go. One more time, hard as you can.
That was not as hard as I could.
That was ugly.
That was not as hard as I could.
Pick it up, chamber, and stomp him. There you go.
All right, so how can people get in contact with you guys, find out where all your classes are, when they are?
RKMtraining.com. You go to RKMtraining.com, it has the schedule, has a form you can fill out to get in touch with us so we can find out more about you and find out what your goals are. We also do personal training, one-on-one, private training for fitness, martial arts, or self-defense.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Long Law Firm.
You're watching Living Local Carolina, and today I am with John Long from Long Law Firm, and we're talking about power of attorney.
Yeah.
What is the power of attorney?
Sounds very complicated and
Yes.
legal. So what power of attorney is essentially is you're giving someone else authorization to make a decision for you during your lifetime.
Okay.
So under that umbrella of power of attorney, we have two different types. One is for finance, called a durable power of attorney, and one is for medical decisions, called a healthcare power of attorney. So the benefit of a power of attorney is if someone is mentally incapacitated, or maybe out of the country, or unable to make their own business transactions, they can have a durable power of attorney that says, I authorize this person to go out into the world and conduct business for me. The other power of attorney is called a healthcare power of attorney.
Okay.
So it's always preferred that I make my own healthcare decisions. But if two doctors determine that I'm mentally incapacitated, then through the healthcare power of attorney, I can assign someone authorization to make medical decisions for me while I'm incapacitated.
And I hear a lot about a living will. What is that exactly?
So a living will and a healthcare power of attorney work together. But if I get to the end of life, that death is inevitable within probably 24 to 48 hours, a living will says, I now take authority away from my healthcare agent, and it's now my decision to the doctor, don't put me on life support, don't give me artificial food and hydration, just let me die a natural death. So another name for a living will is a declaration of desire for natural death. So that puts me in control of whether or not I'm on life-sustaining treatment, or if I just want to pass naturally.
Gotcha. This is all things people need to know. So how can they get in contact with you if they have questions?
You can call our office at 843-488-2810, or you can look us up on the web at longlawconway.com.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Long Law Firm.
You're watching Living Local Carolina, and today we have Tiffany from St. Christopher's Children.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. You are a reverend, and you are also the executive director of St. Christopher's Children.
I am. It's a true pleasure to be able to serve my community and the kids in the community.
You are busy, busy.
I am. But it's a great busy.
I was going to say, I'm glad you had some time to come on the show to tell us what you guys do and how the community can get more involved.
Yeah, so we are we have a couple of different things. We have a resale store on 17, right by Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Pawleys Island. And there we sell men and women's slightly used clothing. Sometimes you find brand new good things for a great deal too, but it's like a little boutique. All the money that we get from selling those items go to buying new clothing for children that can't afford them to go to school in Georgetown. So we actually take shoppers and go out and buy brand new clothes, about $150 to $175 per kid. So we need volunteer shoppers. That's one way you can help out. If you love to shop, we would love to send you to Walmart and bless a child. So please contact my office. I would love to get you set up. Then we also, at our resale store, always need volunteers to be a friendly face, to iron, to steam, because all of our clothes are really well taken care of. The other thing that I didn't mention is we help the school nurses. Since the paper mill closed, their emergency supplies has cut off. And so we give them supplies twice a year to be able to, they do about 15,000 visits a month in Georgetown County. So we help to do some supplies for that, but it's really emergency supplies. So kids won't get interrupted if they have an accident at school, or if they come and they don't meet the dress code, they can just change right there in the clinic and go on about their day. And it's all brand new clothing that they can use, so they just feel like they fit in with their peers. We also, two more projects, summer dresses. We have a Pawleys Island, the sewing club, community sewing club does summer dresses for our elementary school kids.
I love that.
And we also do winter coats through the Knights of Columbus. So we're really blessed that we have partners in the community We also provide for AMI Kids as well as the Village Group and the Family Justice Center. So we work with all of the nonprofit people in Georgetown to really try to help build our community.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.